guys, Courtney Michelle here with Good Food Going Fab, and today we're going all the way to Mexico. Today we're making Mexican stuffed peppers with homemade tortilla chips. I'm going to do a vegetarian one, and I'm also going to do a sausage one, because all my vegetarian viewers, I hear you guys, you're always saying, oh, you put meat in everything, but today I'm doing this for you. We're going to do Mexican stuffed peppers, and they're going to be very flavorful, and we're going to do some with sausage in them. So let's get started. First, we want to prepare our peppers, and then we're going to put those to the side because, of course, that's going to be the end of us. So we're going to stuff that later on, so we're going to prepare it now. We're going to start by cutting the top about 1/4 inch down, and then it's going to look just like this. All you have to do is reach down in there, get everything out. We don't want anything in there. We don't want any of the white part or any seeds. So you want to clean that out really, really good. And then dispose of everything in there. So even if you don't like stuffed peppers, I recommend this recipe because these peppers could just be used as a bowl. So you don't even have to eat the peppers. You just eat what's inside the peppers. Or if you do love peppers, you can go ahead and eat it like an apple. So we're going to do this I'm going to make about 4 peppers today. Don't want to put that in the trash. Again, take everything out. I have 6 peppers here, but I'm only going to stuff 4, and 2 of them are going to be used for the inside. So we are going to put a little bit of peppers in there, even if you don't like peppers. I recommend this recipe because you can personalize this any way you want. You can put anything in a stuffed pepper, and it'll be really, really tasty. Don't throw these lids to the peppers away just yet, because we can use those for our filling, or at the very end, we can use those as top hats to our stuffed peppers. So this recipe is going to be very colorful, and like in my previous show, you know I love color. So we're going to chop these up now. We're going to chop these a little bit different because these are actually going to be in our filling. So chop these up. You can chop them up whatever size you like. I'm going to chop them up pretty small. So just in case, you want them to be bite-sized because it's going to have rice in the filling. It's going to have sausage. It's going to have broccoli. It's going to have so much nutritious things for our vegetarian viewers and our meat lover viewers. I don't want to exclude anyone. So again, take all this stuff out and chop it up. And when buying peppers, you want to make sure you get nice looking peppers. It's almost like going to the store and picking out something that you are going to use often. You want it to look nice. So make sure when you go to your produce section, you get good looking peppers. And try to get the flat ones because we want them to sit up. And if you don't get the flat ones, you can cut the bottom a little bit to make them sit up a little bit better. So we're going to chop these up. And this recipe could be personalized down to the T, honestly. If you like hard peppers, the baking that we're going to do is good. And then we're going to do tortilla chips. So you can use the tortilla chips to scoop out all your wonderful filling in your pepper. So we're going to chop this up. I already have my rice going on back there. It should be done, just about done. Today I'm using yellow rice. You can use white rice, you can use brown rice, you can use long grain rice. Just make sure you follow the directions on the package for the rice, because like I said before, you really have to pay attention to rice, and you really have to measure rice when you're making it. After we stir these 2 peppers up, the red and the yellow, orange, yellow, whatever your eyes see, we are going to mix it up. And first we're going to do the vegetarian one. And then we're going to do the sausage one right after that. And both of them really have the same they're gonna have the same vegetables in them, and the only huge difference is, of course, the meat's gonna be in one. So first we're gonna do the vegetarian one, and then we're gonna do the sausage one next. So first, and now we're gonna get our our peppers on, and we're gonna use our handy dandy woks. As you can see, I have 2 today. Probably gonna go get some more. I love them. They're so big, they're so spacious, and a lot of stuff goes in there. As you know, I always spray it down because I don't want anything to stick. And since we are using cheese in our recipe today, we're going to spray it first because we don't want it to stick, and cheese sticks very easily to pans. Mix that all around, and we're going to get her in here already. These 2 colors remind me of Elmo. You know, his nose is orange and he's red. So as you hear that sizzling, that's a good sound. We're going to come over here and check on our rice. And it's doing mighty well. We just have yellow rice. And it has some peppers and things already in it. Not too much. But the package came like that. So add some good flavor to it though. That's just about finished. We're going to have that cooked for about 5 more minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to toss our peppers. They're going to take a little bit to cook because we want them to be nice and soft. We don't want to bite into our pepper and feel like we're eating apples. So we're going to get those nice and soft. And then we're going to add our broccoli and our rice and all that good stuff. So let's cook down our broccoli. Let's cut down our broccoli. And I bought this fresh at the produce stand too. You can cut this down. First wash it, of course. I washed mine. Cut them in small bite-sized pieces. You want this stuffed pepper to be easy access when it comes to eating it with the tortilla chips. Because the tortilla chips, you know, they're not super strong. And you don't want to have huge pieces in our mixture. So you don't want the chips to break and all that stuff. So we can go ahead and throw this broccoli right in the same bowl that we had our peppers in because it's going to go into the same pot. Let's put that over there. And if you want, you can prepare everything now, you know, cut everything up now. So when it's time to do the sausage peppers, everything is already chopped up and all that. We're going to use the same color peppers in our sausage thing. We don't want to cheat either of the recipes. We're going to have corn in here. We're going to have broccoli. We're going to have cheese. It's going to be so packed with flavor that even non-vegetarians may want to try the vegetarian one. So when we get back, we're going to have our peppers already soft, and we're going to add our other ingredients. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Now it's time to add our broccoli to our peppers. I added a little water to our peppers because we don't want them to fry too much. We want them to kind of steam so they can cook down to a nice soft feel. I turned our rice off. Our rice is already finished, so we're going to just add half of these broccoli florets because we're going to use the other half on our meat ones. The jalapeno pepper. Now, if you do not like spice, this is not your friend. I'm only going to add a half of jalapeno pepper to each of the mixtures because, honestly, this little puppy here is packed with spice. It's very, very, very hot. Now that's another thing that people really get mixed up when it comes to peppers. A lot of people avoid peppers because they think all of them is hot, but that's not true. These peppers here have no spice at all to them. So don't be afraid of these peppers. But jalapenos, I would be afraid of them. No, I wouldn't be too afraid. But you don't want to use too much of this. Like when you go to a hoagie shop and you see the sweet pepper sitting in the juice, you see the hot pepper sitting in the juice, that's where they get the hotness and the sweet from. But in reality, before you even do all that, the pepper is not that spicy. I mean, not spicy at all. And some people still don't even believe me. They're like, no, I don't like peppers. They're all hot. Not these. Not the bell peppers. They don't have any type of spice until you give it to them. So these here, they're safe. So we're going to divide that a little. Because we're going to use half of that in our sausage and half in our vegetarian one. So we can go ahead and add that now. Just the half. As you can see, I'm preparing for my second batch of peppers. I'm going to add some seasoning. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, just to add a little bit of flavor. I'm adding some of the juices now. And then we're going to flavor with some taco seasoning. We're not going to use all this, don't be afraid. Just a little sprinkle like that. That was just like a teaspoon. We're going to add some more after we add our cheeses and all that stuff. But for now, we're going to chop our onions. I like white onions. They're packed with more sweetness and all that good stuff. I tend to use white onions more than any type of onion. That's just 1/4 of an onion. And that was a rather small onion. You don't need too much. Because most people who don't like peppers, somehow they don't like onions either. So if they don't like both of these, you can substitute anything in these peppers. You can just use the pepper as a bowl, like I said earlier. You can just, scoop it out with a spoon. Keep those other peppers here. I lowered the vegetables to a low simmer, just so everything is going to cook evenly. I'm going to raise it up in just a moment. We want everything to cook down nice and small. Look at all those pretty veggie colors. Get that taco seasoning to go around here very evenly. And while that's doing that over there, we can start on our sausage mixture. So turn the wok on about medium heat, not too high. We're going to spray her again. And then we're going to add our peppers like we did over here, then our broccoli, then our jalapeno, season it a little bit, and then we're going to add our corn, and then we have some green chilies. So our peppers are ready to come on over here. Have them in there. I'm going to have them fry for just about a minute. And I'm going to add a little teeny bit of water so it can pretty much steam along with our broccoli. And everything is cooking very, very well. Then we're going to add our cheese, which is the best part. And then we have some salsa for the top. We have some sour cream. And then some bacon. Going to just sprinkle that on the top. You can never go wrong with bacon. Bacon makes everything better. So that's what we're going to do at the very end. We can add our broccoli to this over here, and then we can add our water. We're going to add just a very small amount of water. Just about 1/3 of a cup or less. Just to get the bottom covered. You don't want to cover all the vegetables. Just want a little bit in there. Mix around our veggies over here. And everything is smelling very, very powerful. Very good too. All these vegetables together, they all have their own unique smell. And they're all coming together as one happy veggie family. We're almost ready to add our sausage over here. So before we do that, we're going to add our garlic. We we have a half a teaspoon here. And like the other one, I'm going to add a full teaspoon or so too. You never have too much flavor. So we're going to come over here and cut our onions for our sausage. And I can't wait to make the tortilla chips. Because you know when you go to like Chipotle or anything like that, they have the homemade chips and they just taste like, they really taste like so fresh. We're going to make them right in our kitchen today. Now we can add our other jalapeno, and we're going to add our onions over here. Now, of course, you don't have to do this at once. You can make one big pot if you don't have any, if you don't want to do vegetarian ones, or if you want to do all vegetarian ones. You don't have to go. You don't have to have two woks going. But that's what we're going to do today, because I want to please all my viewers, even my vegetarian viewers, even my meat lover viewers. All you guys are important to me. Over here, of course, we're a little bit ahead over here. So, since we're ahead over here, we're going to go ahead and proceed. And we're going to add a little bit of tomato. We're only going to add a half of plum tomato to both of them, because at the very end we're going to use salsa, and you know salsa is made from tomatoes. So we're going to have tomatoes there and tomatoes this way. So there's our half of tomato for our veggie. And again, like I said, you can pick your favorite vegetables and put them in here. Anything really can go on a stuffed pepper when it comes to vegetables. If you want to do spinach, if you want to do Italian stuffed peppers, you can do parsley and all that good stuff. But today, since we're in Mexico, we're going to do our Mexican vegetables, like, you know, tomatoes and all that great stuff, peppers. It's time to add our meat to our meat mixture. Here I have some Italian sausage, but we still are in Mexico. When it comes to Italian sausage, it can actually be bent either way, because since we're going to season it with taco seasoning, it's surrounded by a lot of vegetables. It's going to taste more on the Mexican side because that's the route we're taking today. So there I have a pound of Italian sausage. I have sweet Italian sausage. If you want to be daring, you can use hot Italian sausage. Just break it up so it cooks evenly. Cook it with our vegetables here. Chop it up. And then we actually can turn that up a little from our simmer. And over here, we can add our corn. This is 1 can of corn here. And we're going to divide that into both of them. So I'm going to do about a little over a half a cup. We're going to use this over in our sausage mixture. But we're going to wait for our sausage to be done to add some more things in there. Here I have some green chilies, which are just small peppers. These were also canned. You can get these from anywhere, right in the Goya section. We're going to add some of these over here. These are just a pepper. They're not spicy either. I mean, they have a little bit of spice, but really they're not that spicy, especially when it comes to mixing everything in here. Gonna mix it all together again. And then we're gonna add our rice and our cheeses and all that. That's cooking down really well. Let's check on our sausage. You want to move sausage around because it can cook very fast. You see it's turning like a tan, which means it is cooking. So just flip it around. We don't want any we don't want any red spots. So just give that a good chop. You want the sausage to be chopped really well. You can always make your meat and then put it through a processor and have that chop it. But I'm a little old school. I'm going to chop myself. Over here I have some cheese. This is easy spread cheese. It's It's not like a block cheese where it's too hard or whatever. So we're going to use half of this block for our veggie ones and half for our sausage. You can chop this into, you know, smaller cubes so it can melt down a little quicker. If you're not too much of a cheese lover, you can just use a quarter of this block. But I'm going to use the whole half a block. You can bring it over here. I'm going to add that at the moment. You can bring that down to the bottom some because that's where it's hot at and then it'll melt easier. So just get that in there, kind of travel it, make it travel to the bottom. Again, so it can melt a little bit quicker. It's already melting over on our sides. So now we're going to help this and flip it up. Our sausage is cooking very well. And now is a good time to add our taco seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit more over here because this is what's going to season our sausages. I really wish you guys could smell this. It's smelling really, really good. I'm not just saying that because I'm making it. It really does. As you can see, our cheese is cooking down. And we're going to add the rest of our cheese when our rice gets in there. It's actually almost time to add our rice. I'm going to add it in just a moment. Slap this up. I use about a tablespoon of seasoning in both. Well, I use a little bit more over here because it was seasoning a little bit more. You can get taco seasoning from any store. It comes right in the packets. You can actually even use Mexican rice when it comes to this. They have Mexican rice in packets too. Just really depends on what you and your family enjoy. And also depending on what size your peppers are, really depends on how many peppers you can make out of this. I'm probably, more than likely, I'll have more mixture left when it comes to after I stuff all these peppers. But of course, peppers aren't that expensive. You can go right over to the store and get you some more peppers, fill it up. Or you can just eat the insides without a pepper. Really up to you. And our cheese is just about melted, so now we're going to add our rice. And if we're making Italian stuffed pepper, they like to add stewed tomatoes or tomatoes to it. Instead, today we're going to add salsa, but since we're making our Mexican peppers, personalize that. So you just get you a nice big spoon, and this here is 24 ounces of rice. So, of course, you're going to add 12 and 12. You can divide it however you want. You can eyeball it, or you can, you know, use a measuring cup, all that good stuff. Let's check on our sausages. It's just about time to add our rice over here, too. Actually, we're going to add our cheese first. And as it cooks, that's when you can add more and more. That's when you can chop it up more and more. Sorry. Just trying to make sure I don't put too much in either one. We can add our tomatoes over here now, and then we're going to add our cheese. This over here is just about done. And this over here is looking like our seafood rice. Remember that? But it has a different taste. We took a different route. I'm going to add a little bit more taco seasoning to that. You can add a whole packet. I just do it in increments so I don't add too much at one time. Add one more block of cheese to that. And then we're going to add our cheese to our sausage over here. Going to come over here and chop up our cheese a little more. That way it can melt faster. You can add it right there. You can use Velveeta. Any type of cheese, it's an easy melt. More of that. So we have one more over here. And that's going to be for our sausage mixture. I'm going to reduce this because cheese can burn very easily and we do not want that. So mix that around. That seasoning all mixed around really well. Making a little mess. Now we're going to add just a little bit of salsa just to give our tomato mixture. I'm going to get it. Oh, I'm going to get it. I was strong last week. I don't know what happened. We're going to use, he can help me. My strong, thanks, Dom. Just a little bit of that, about a quarter cup. That helps it to give a, a little bit more Mexican feel. Mix that in here. And then this can actually turn off. And our vegetarian mixture in here is finished. Now we're going to come over and check on our sausage mixture. We'll time to add the rice to that. Add our last block of cheese. And if you don't want to put the cheese in here just like I am now, you can always just sprinkle it at the end or prevent it totally. Season a little bit more taco seasoning. About a teaspoon here. Matter of fact, that was actually 2 teaspoons. Mix that up. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now all the cheese is pretty much melted there. So we're going to go ahead and add our rice to this. And you can always go to the store and just buy already made rice. Just to eliminate that step. But yeah, I'm going to have way more than enough for 4 peppers. We can just use that as a topping for our chips. So it's not going to be a problem. It won't go to waste today. Mix all that around. You'll turn this down very soon. And now, we can turn that down. And when we come back, we're going to make our homemade tortilla chips, which will go perfect with our stuffed peppers. We're going to stuff them up, get them down in the oven. They can bake down just a little bit more, and then we're going to have our chips ready. Guys, welcome back. Now we're going to make our flour tortillas. Our stuffed peppers are already in the oven. We're going to bake those for about 25 to 30 minutes. That really just depends on how hard or soft you like the casing of the shell. If you want it to be crunchy, keep it in for about 25 minutes. If you want it a little bit softer, bake it for at least 45 minutes so it can be nice and soft. I put a little bit of water at the bottom of my pan, then I cover it with aluminum foil so that way it's steaming. so all the steam is captured in there and it can help the peppers to make it nice and soft for us. Now we're going to make homemade tortilla chips. Very, very easy. You're going to make this every day now. We can make these with nachos, you know, anything like that. We have a lot of extra from our stuffed peppers, so we're going to use those as, you know, just a nice little queso dip and dip our chips in there. All you're going to need is some corn tortillas. Make sure they're corn. Do not get the flour ones. They won't work as good. You're going to cut those right down the center. And you can cut these in strips however you like them. I'm going to cut them just like this. I'm going to keep them that size. And then our oil is already on. I put it on about, you know, you want to heat up to about 350. So we're going to drop these in right now. And hear them start to sizzle. I'm going to do it one by one. I don't want them to stick too much. They can touch. And already they're popping up. These are only going to take not even 5 minutes. You can use oil, you can use vegetable oil, you can use corn oil. I use vegetable oil today. And this is going to be good with our stuffed peppers. And these here come in a package. They come in a very package about this big, so these will make a lot of chips. You just need about one. Yep, just about ready. Over here I already have our paper towel ready. You want to put them right on something with the paper towel so that the grease drips right down in there. And you want to salt them every single time they come out of the fryer. So you're going to get them out. Salt them, just coat them all in salt. We're back, guys, and we just took our peppers right out the oven. They're still a little hot. As you can see, our water is still at the bottom of the pan. It's not going to evaporate out. We just want it to help that steam to make the peppers nice and soft, which they are. Now we're going to prepare to munch. I'm putting them right on our plate, and our two green ones are vegetarian ones. Just want to position them pretty much around. We took our chips out of the fryer. They're nice and crisp, and we even seasoned them with some taco seasoning, which made them 10 times better than just the salt. I'm going to move that right out the way. Now we're going to get our pretty little stuff on top. These are the vegetarian ones, and these are the meat ones. We're going to just get a dollop of sour cream. Let's put it right on top. Then we're going to get some salsa. Put that on top too. And of course this is optional. All this is optional. We have some bacon we're going to use. Some bacon bits on top. And then we have some scallions. Then we're going to decorate our plate with our homemade tortilla chips when we flavored them with some taco seasoning. Put them right on our plate. And they're almost ready to serve. I'm going to put one right here in our pepper. We have some of the chips here. And voila! Then I told you about the spicy ranch. You can use that. You can use anything like that. You can use the chips. You can eat it with a fork. Anything you want to do. It's really up to you with this. They're nice and finished. They're nice and firm. All that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Never, ever forget to go to Mexico. At least one night a week, guys. We went to Mexico. We're back. Now we're trying to enjoy. You can also just, top them all. Gotta match them, right? This one's not going to be able to get on top. You can top them. Just make sure you still see the seasoning. However you want to present it, it's totally up to you. Chips, my favorite part. Thank you guys again for tuning in. See you guys next week. Good food going fast.